I'm the Genius Asian. Welcome to the Genius family.
You found my video because you have tried so many tips and tricks but still failed to improve your sleep habits, and you don't know why. Since there are multiple factors and multiple stages when you fall asleep, you may have simply assumed that people are different or that recommendations were wrong without questioning what exactly are the differences or which step was wrong. If you have already given up, or if you just want to improve your current method so that you fall asleep faster, please watch the entire video. I will explain this topic in a way nobody has done before so that you will understand the why part so that you know exactly how to improve. Since we are discussing sleep, let's have a precise definition of sleep. Here I am, wired to have a polysomnogram to learn how I fall asleep. Polysomnography records the EEG, ECG, EMG, the oxygen level in my blood, and my breathing during sleep. A normal sleep cycle has 4 stages: NREM1, NREM2, NREM3, and REM. In this video, we are only interested in the first NREM1. We are going to find the best and fastest way to transition from our normal active state to the NREM1 state. This is the EEG wave for the active state before you go to sleep. As you progress from active to NREM1, EEG data will show brainwave patterns change, and alpha waves with less activity become more prominent. These are relatively low-frequency brainwaves associated with a relaxed, wakeful state. Since NREM1 is the first stage of how we define sleep, this video will analyze the transition from active to NREM1 state and find the best method for you to fall asleep faster. Once you achieve the NREM1 state, let's call it N1 for short, you may have a heart rate of about 55 beats per minute. However, just before N1, there exists a state that is the awake state. Let's call it Z state. Since Z state is the state closest to N1, the heart rate at Z state is also about 55. The difference between Z and N1 is you are still awake at Z and can execute your sleep routine. If we trace back, we will find a calm state with a heart rate of 65. Of course, we started with the active state with a heart rate of about 75. Our goal for this video is to transition from active to N1. Since we added 2 new intermediate states, calm state and Z state, we can use one method to transition from active to calm and a different method to transition from calm to Z state. This way, we can optimize the time for the transition to the intermediate states so that we can fall asleep faster. Once these states are defined, for each state we can collect other data such as muscle movement, the oxygen level, temperature, and breathing rate for more detailed study. These are the 3 factors that are most important for falling asleep. In addition to lower heart rate, the muscles relax and the breathing rate is lower. There are also 3 factors that can prevent you from falling asleep quickly. First, your thought threads. A, whatever you are doing, even if you think you are relaxing, may be too strong and too stimulating, and it continues to promote wakefulness rather than sleep. For example, if you watch TV or if you try to think about your next vacation and the fun things you might do, you may continue to stay awake even if these are pleasant things to think about. B, whatever you are doing to relax and clear your mind may be too weak, causing you to switch to your other more stimulating thought threads. For example, if you were to count sheep, it is likely that you will revert back to the threads that stressed you during the daytime. As you undoubtedly know by now, humans cannot really have multiple thought threads at the same time, and once you switch over to a stimulating thread, a context switch, it will take you longer to fall asleep. You are trying to find the fine point in between too strong and too weak. We will spend more time on this later to show you how to have a boring but a strong method. Second, external sensory signals. Since all signals will reach the brain, if one of them fires up, it may trigger your sympathetic nervous system rather than the parasympathetic system. That is why some people may need to wear eye masks or use earplugs or weighted blankets to minimize further sensory input. Third, your circadian rhythm clock needs to be aligned with your sleep schedule. A lot of people ignore this factor, either because they don't know the details of this clock, or they have not watched my other video, which will magically persuade you. We will discuss this later. We want to use the brain to perform actions to make the brain itself sleep. The brain's controllability to execute the transition from active to calm state is still pretty good, but controllability decreases as you move from calm state to Z state. You may have heard the recommendation, do not force sleep. However, to shorten the time from active to calm state, you can try to force the state transition by relaxing the body, lowering your breathing rate, which will lead to a lower heart rate. From calm state to Z state, you will need to overcome the problem of context switching. Now that we have discussed the 3 factors preventing and also 3 factors promoting sleep, let's see how we design our sleep method to make the transition to the sleep state. Out of the 3 factors promoting sleep, muscle relaxation and lower breath rate are relatively easy. So let's see how we can lower the heart rate. Breathing practice is a natural way to do it. It consists of 3 actions: inhale, hold, and exhale. The exhale is the best way to lower the heart rate. The exhale stage lowers the heart rate because it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. When you exhale slowly and completely, it signals your body to relax. This triggers the vagus nerve, which is part of the parasympathetic system. The vagus nerve then slows down your heart rate and breathing. The inhale phase will take in more oxygen and may cause increased heart rate, so the time we spend inhaling should be less than exhale plus hold. The holding phase may increase your heart rate or reduce your heart rate, depending on how your body adapts to the lack of oxygen. Holding your breath for a short period can increase your heart rate, while holding your breath for an extended period can decrease your heart rate. However, the holding phase is not as effective as the exhale for reducing heart rate. Therefore, the 4-7-8 breathing method, meaning inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds, is faster than 4-4-4. Inhale, hold, and exhale are all 4 seconds to lower your heart rate. Although this 4-7-8 method is a good method, as we discussed earlier, as you approach the Z state, your brain is not as sharp and has lower controllability to manage very long cycles. Thus, 4-7-8 may be used from active to calm state, but for calm to Z state, the 4-4-4 or even shorter inhale and hold could be used as long as the exhale remains long enough. For many years, I have tried many tips and hacks. Those tips are easy to understand and simple to follow, but still I failed. The problem is that no one has explained the fundamental conflict of weakening controllability and keeping an unstimulating sleeping thread. In the next video, we will show you my secret sauce of using a sinking sensation to induce sleepiness so that you can magically move to the Z state. For the last step from Z state to N1, since our next video will explain how to make sure that the Z state is very close to N1, this transition should be very simple and natural. Some people may have hypnic jerks. If you have hypnic jerks, just resume the Z loop and continue. Hypnic is short for hypnagogic, a word that describes the transition between wakefulness and sleep, which is when these jerks occur. Besides breathing, which in turn affects heart rate, how do you satisfy the other important requirement, which is relaxing muscles? The most efficient and fastest way is to perform muscle relaxation at the same time by synchronizing breathing with muscle relaxation. In this video, we introduced 4 sleep states, the 3 factors preventing and also 3 factors promoting sleep, so that we have a platform to analyze different situations with different methods. For different people in different sleep states, our next video will explain in detail how we implement the methods and principles described in this video. Our videos in production also include 5 clock subsystems of circadian rhythms. Please subscribe.
Share this with people who you know that need it. Leave your own genius tips in the comment section below. Don't forget, I'm the Genius Asian. Subscribe for more useful videos.